You're listening to Vaquero News, the Valley Student Station.
Good afternoon, Vaqueros. Today's Tuesday, October 4th, and we're coming to you live from our Edinburgh studio. We are currently 86 degrees outside, and it's slowly looking more like fall. I'm Jan Trejo.
And I'm Timothy Chapman.
And welcome to Vaquero News. Last Friday, the UTRGV hosted a political debate featuring Governor Greg Abbott and Governor candidate Beto O'Rourke. For how the debate went and more, here's Timothy Chapman.
Last Friday, the first gubernatorial debate between Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott and Democratic candidate Beto O'Rourke took place at the UTRGV Performing Arts Complex. The debate was an hour long, with each candidate getting 60 seconds to answer each question and an additional 30 seconds if they were follow-up. No one was allowed to attend the event in person as per Abbott's request, which O'Rourke accepted in order to hold the debate. Questions regarding issues such as immigration, abortion, gun control, teacher attainment, and the Uvalde school shooting were discussed. The first question of the debate was on the topic of immigration. Abbott responded by blaming President Joe Biden and said, "Remember this. Just 2 years ago, we had one of the safest borders in decades, but under the Biden administration, we have more people coming across the border than ever in the history of our country." O'Rourke later responded to the same question by targeting Abbott's tactics to blame others, as well as offering a solution he has to fix the issues at the border, saying, quote, "What we need is a safe, legal, orderly path for anyone who wants to come here to work, to join family, or to seek asylum. If you come to this country, we expect you to follow the law, but on our side, we're going to make sure that our laws reflect our values and our interests," said O'Rourke. "And I'm going to work with local leaders, Republicans and Democrats alike, to make sure that we have a Texas-based guest worker program to alleviate shortages that we have in our state for labor demands and reduce inflation and reduce supply chains as well." The question of gun control was a recurring topic in the Abbott and O'Rourke debate. Abbott was asked if the age limit to purchase assault weapons should be raised. He countered by saying that it is unconstitutional to do so. "We want to end school shootings, but we cannot do that by making false promises," Abbott said. O'Rourke answered the question by saying that Governor Abbott needs to take action. He then compared Abbott to Florida's former governor Rick Scott and how it took the state 23 days for them to raise the age of buying assault weapons after the mass shooting in Parkland, Florida, saying, quote, "In those states where the age has been raised, mass shootings are down 80%. So yes, we can raise the age to 21, said O'Rourke. October 11th is the last day for voter registration. Election day is November 8th. However, early voting runs from October 24th to November 4th. This is Timothy Chapman with Vaquero Radio. Last Saturday, Brownsville celebrated International Observe the Moon Night 2022 with their To the Moon event. Here is Silvana Villarreal with more.
Last Saturday evening, To the Moon was hosted by the South Texas Astronomical Society, STARS, in Brownsville Market Square to celebrate International Observe the Moon Night 2022 and the Artemis program with live music and activities for the community. The international event where people around the globe observe and appreciate the moon was appointed and funded in part by NASA in collaboration with the Generation Artemis project in order to educate and involve the community with their ongoing projects. Programs involved at the event were the Revival of Cultural Arts, STARS, Makerspace X, MSX, Brownsville Museum of Fine Arts art exhibits, and Porter High School's Technology Student Association, who was doing a rover demonstration. The available activities for attendees were related to the scientific and human exploration of the moon, which included looking at the moon with the provided telescopes, painting, and 3D printing. One of the tables at the event taught the phases of the moon and was monitored by local volunteers from Pace High School, seniors Natalia Valdez and Salma Russell. Valdez said the importance of people coming to these events is learning and having a good time.
It's fun, you get to learn, so it's kind of a two-in-one. You get to learn about space, and we don't really know much about space, and it's just
The event showcased tables manned by volunteers from various backgrounds, ranging from high school seniors to MSX Boca Chica founder Jack Ewan. Ewan volunteered and showcased 3D printing to foreshadow the building that will someday happen on the moon with moon dust, according to STARS Executive Director Victor de los Santos. Ewan said about the goal of the MSX program.
What we do is we try to increase the level of 21st century skills for everybody.
De Los Santos said astronomy gives a cosmic perspective that when people really think about how large the universe is,
it really shows you how close together we all are, even despite all our differences.
This is Silvana Villarreal with Vaquero Radio.
And now for this week's events calendar.
Hey Vaqueros, these are the events for this week. Today, National Night Out will be celebrated on the Brownsville Sports Park. Campus Activities Board will host its first general meeting at 5 today in East Stack 101 on the Edinburgh campus. Tomorrow, October 5th, The student union will host a billiards tournament in the game room on both campuses. And on October 15, the zoo will host an archaeology fair free of charge for everyone at the Gladys Porter Zoo.
And McLean goes up and throws down a monster dunk. That fires up the UTRGV Fieldhouse.
Now time for Vaquero Sports.
UTRGV Intercollegiate Athlete broke the revenue record by more than $680,000. Here's a story written by Matthew Gonzalez and recorded by Rodolfo Alvarado.
The UTRGV Intercollegiate Athletics raised over $2 million during the 2021-22 financial year to improve the student-athlete experience. According to Deputy Director of Athletics and Chief Revenue Officer Vince Volpe, the department raised more than $680,000 more than the previous fiscal year. Volpe says the increase was in part thanks to the laxing of COVID-19 restrictions and the senior leadership's team. Quote, "All of my colleagues that you mentioned were instrumental in really helping our department generate the needed resources. It's a sports team." End quote. Volpe also said athletics are planning to continue leveraging key relations with the goal of exceeding the $2 million mark. Quote, "We've got to continue to generate expanded resources every year, and there's many ways we could do that. And 3 of the key ones I've mentioned are corporate partnerships, ticket sales, and philanthropy. So a lot of key pieces to, hopefully, breaking 2 million on our way to 3 million, and then on our way to 4 million, and so on, so forth." End quote. Volpe explained that the money will help the student-athlete experience by helping them travel and get scholarships for students and other projects. When asked about how she felt about the increase, Associate Athletics Director for Marketing and Strategic Initiatives, Sarah Hernandez said, quote, "It's very exciting because that only reflects the support of the community. I think in the community in recent years, everybody knows what we're trying to do here at UTRGV. I think it's exciting and rewarding to see that from the ticket side and the corporate sales that people are excited about it and they're willing to support. So I'm very thankful and excited for that." That story was written by Matthew Gonzalez from the Writer newspaper. For more details, visit the Writer website or grab a physical copy of their latest issue in the newsstands around campus. This was Rodolfo Alvarado for Vaquero Radio.
Hello, Vaqueros. This is the sports schedule of this week. On Thursday the 6th, the UTRGV volleyball team will have a game at Sam Houston, Hotspur, Texas, at 6:30 p.m. On Friday the 7th, the UTRGV women's soccer team will have a game against Grand Canyon on Edinburgh, Texas, at 4 p.m. And the UTRGV men's soccer team will have a game against Utah Tech on Edinburgh, Texas, at 7 p.m. And on Sunday, the UTRGV men's golf team has a tournament against Templars Intercollegiate at Glandwater, Texas. The tournament is going to be all day. And the UTRGV soccer team will have a game against the UNLV at Edinburgh, Texas at 12 p.m. And the UTRGV women's soccer team will have a game against the California Baptist on Edinburgh, Texas at 3 p.m. And these are the sports schedule of this week.
Now for this week's campus weather report.
Hello, Vaqueros. This is the forecast weather for the week. Today in the valley is mostly cloudy with a high of 89 degrees Fahrenheit and a 5% chance of rain. On Wednesday, there's a 9% chance of rain and a high of 91 degrees. The rest of the week is expected to be mostly cloudy with highs of 90 and lows of 66. This was the weather report for the week.
And that's all we have for you today.
Be sure to join us next week, same time, same place for Vaquero News.
Make sure to download the Radio Fix app and listen to your favorite DJs by favoring Vaquero Radio. And check out our YouTube channel so you can watch our newscast and have the latest news of UTRGV.
You can also watch KVQ TV on social media or on VCast monitors around campus. And if you are on campus, don't forget to pick up the Writer newspaper physical issue from the many newsstands around campus.
Until next time, have a great week, Vaqueros.
This has been Vaquero News.